Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. For the last few days, we here at Republic TV, in fact, last Monday was when there was a blast outside the Red Fort in the national capital. And in the last 10 days since the blast, if there's one headline on what went wrong, it's about the radicalization that led to the blast in the national capital. Today on the show, for the first time, we have a video that proves the radicalization that was, is, and continues to take place in India. Here are the headlines on the show tonight. The biggest proof of radicalization, the Sherjeel Imam hate tapes, 8-minute unedited video that was showed in the Supreme Court. From saying he wants Northeast to be cut off, to saying he wants all Muslims to be out on the roads, to saying that there should be chakka jam in every city. Sherjeel Imam tapes shown to India's topmost judges. Was it an Islamist plot for a regime change? The Delhi police says in the Supreme Court that the ultimate aim was to bring about a regime change in the national capital. And the inside story of what's going on in Karnataka, the Congress party, another Congress government of Karnataka this time. Rebellion breaking out. We'll tell you about the infighting as 18 MLAs fly to Delhi. The fighters move to Delhi. Full details on Republic. Thank you for staying with us here on This Is Exclusive. During the hearing of a case related to the 2020 Delhi riots, some revelations were made in court today as the police presented videos of Sharjeel Imam's provocative speeches before the Supreme Court. Now, for the first time since the 2020 Delhi riots, and it's been 5 years, we have accessed all videos of Sharjeel Imam. And in each of these videos, they're totally about 8 minutes. That's the total length of all of these clips put together. And it was shown in the Supreme Court where he's seen making inflammatory speeches, calling for the breakup of India, asking for violence, talking about an Islamist plot. This is for the first time, and we're going to, on this show, play out each of those clips and go across to Ridwan and Bharadwaj, who are able to access each of these clips. Let me first up play clip number 1 of Sharjeel Imam. And this is the clip where he talks about an attempt. He says 5 lakh Muslims are enough to cut off the Northeast from India. This is a video dated the 16th of January that we are playing out for you from 2020. This speech was in Aligarh. Sharjeel Imam in this speech asking for India to be broken up into different pieces. Take a listen.
अगर 5 लाख लोग हमारे पास हो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड तो हम हिंदुस्तान और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को परमानेंटली कट कर सकते हैं। पर हम परमानेंटली नहीं तो कम से कम 1 आध महीने के लिए तो कट कर ही सकते हैं। मतलब इतना मवाद डालो पटरियों पर, रोड पे, उनको हटाने में 1 महीना लगे, ठीक ही नहीं। जाए एयरफोर्स से असम को काटना हमारी जिम्मेदारी है। असम और इंडिया कट के अलग हो जाए। जितने भी जो भी यहाँ से सप्लाई जा रहा है बंद करो, और वो बंद कर सकते हैं क्योंकि चिकन नेक्स्ट मुसलमानों का है। वो जो पहले भी शायद कर चुका हूँ, 5 लाख लोग हमारे पास हो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड तो हम हिंदुस्तान और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को परमानेंटली कट कर सकते हैं। पर हम परमानेंटली नहीं तो कम से कम 1 आध महीने के लिए तो कट कर ही सकते हैं। मतलब इतना मवाद डालो पटरियों पर, रोड पे, उनको हटाने में 1 महीना लगे, ठीक ही नहीं। जाए एयरफोर्स से असम को काटना हमारी जिम्मेदारी है। असम और इंडिया कट के अलग हो जाए। जितने भी जो भी यहाँ से सप्लाई जा रहा है बंद करो, और वो बंद कर सकते हैं क्योंकि चिकन नेक्स्ट मुसलमानों का है। वो जो
In the second clip that has been accessed by Republic TV, in this video, Sherjeel Imam, on the 23rd of January 2020, a few days before the Delhi riots in Chakhand, he said that the courts were going against Muslims. So he tried to attack the courts and planted a feeling of hatred against the judiciary in the minds of Muslims. Hear this speech, which was shown, by the way, to the Supreme Court today. This is the build-up to the riots, what happened in the build-up to the riots and why the riots took place. Take a listen.
चीज पे इत्मीनान रख लें कि हमला मुसलमानों पर, ठीक है? इस बात पे पहले इत्मीनान कर लेंगे कि हमला संविधान पे नहीं है। संविधान तो बदलता रहता है, कल को इसी को संविधान बना देंगे। आप क्या कीजिएगा, क्या कर लीजिएगा? कोर्ट ने क्या किया बाबरी मस्जिद के साथ, आपको पता है ना? कोर्ट ने कश्मीर में क्या किया, आपको पता है? इस चीज को याद रखें कि अभी बहुत अर्जेंट मामला है, बहुत अर्जेंट मामला है। हमारे पास 4 हफ्ते 28 दिन है अगला जो हियरिंग है। अगले हियरिंग तक सरकार को छोड़ो, कोर्ट को इसकी लाइन याद आ जाए। ये आपकी जिम्मेदारी, कोर्ट किसी का नहीं है। आपको लगता है कोर्ट आपका हमदर्द है? आपको ऐसा लगता है? बताइए, ट्रिपल तलाक में क्या किया इन लोगों ने? मुसलमान मर्दों को जेल भेजने का सामान किया है कि नहीं? बाबरी मस्जिद में क्या किया? आपकी जमीन छीन के किसी और को दे दी। ये कोर्ट आपका हमदर्द नहीं है। ये कोर्ट सीए में भी आपसे हमदर्दी नहीं जताएगा।
And when you look at this particular clip, it's an 8-minute clip that was shown different aspects of what Sherjeel Imam and all of those who are associated with him in the Delhi riots tried to do. In one particular clip, they give away their entire plot, where he talks about how if anything happens in Delhi, the entire international media glare will be on India's national capital, which shows why. And he talks about how Muslims are safe in Delhi, comparatively, and he says anything happens in Delhi, the entire world's attention will be on that event, and he was trying to generate a big event like the Delhi riots in the national capital. Listen in.
जहां हम महफूज हैं, दिल्ली की खास बात क्या थी कि इंटरनेशनल मीडिया को आने में 5 मिनट लगते हैं, 5 मिनट। वहां अगर ये गोली चलाएं तो वो वीडियो पे आ जाएगा। दिल्ली में वैसे भी दिल्ली को ये कश्मीर बना नहीं सकते, आपको भी पता है। इन्हीं की जलालत होगी, हमारी नहीं होगी। अगर ये दिल्ली में गोली चलवाए, आर्मी लगवाए, तो जलालत किसकी है? मुसलमानों की नहीं, सरकार की जलालत। सरकार की तो जलील होना पड़ेगा। जहां हम महफूज हैं, दिल्ली की खास बात क्या थी कि इंटरनेशनल मीडिया को आने में 5 मिनट लगते हैं, 5 मिनट। वहां अगर ये गोली चलाएं तो वो वीडियो पे आ जाएगा। दिल्ली में वैसे भी दिल्ली को ये कश्मीर बना नहीं सकते, आपको भी पता है। इन्हीं की जलालत होगी, हमारी नहीं होगी। अगर ये दिल्ली में गोली चलवाए, आर्मी लगवाए, तो जलालत किसकी है? मुसलमानों की नहीं, सरकार की जलालत। सरकार की तो जलील होना पड़ेगा।
Now, Sharjeel Imam, like Umar Khalid, and like the entire gang that was behind the 2020 Delhi riots. Now, all of them are in pictures, by the way, and we will show you those pictures in a short while. And those pictures are part of a chart sheet that was filed in court. There was a group that was operating, mobilizing Muslims in different parts of the country to come out on the streets, generate violence, pelt stones, attack the police, do whatever it takes to create anarchy, which the Delhi police says was a plan to bring about an Islamist regime change. Regime change are words used in the court. Listen to this, where Sherjeel Imam is asking his audience, and he says there are many supporters, asking them to come out on the streets, get hit if necessary, and create an atmosphere for riots and violence in the country.
ये दिल्ली है भाई, ये फ्लाईओवर गिरे जरा, पूरी दुनिया को खबर हो, समझ रहे हैं ना? और तीसरी चीज, भैया लाठी खाने से न डरे। बिल्कुल। अगर किसी का हाथ टूटा है तो अलग बात है, किसी का पैर टूटा है तो अलग बात है। लाठी खाने से न डरे। एयर गैस से किसी को एलर्जी हो सकती है तो भागे, सही बात है। लाठी से एलर्जी ना समझे, लाठी 2-4 तो पड़ेगी, लाठी खाने की कला भी सीख लें, समझ रहे हैं ना? इस तरह कम चोट पड़े, इम्पैक्ट कम हो, पहन के क्या आना चाहिए, समझ रहे हैं? एक पट्टा हो बीच में, जब तक ये सब नहीं करेंगे सब, हाँ भाई, जब तक ये सब नहीं करेंगे तो सारा बेअसर रहेगा। ये चिंगारी कहाँ जाएगी? आग कैसे लगेगी? आग लगाने के लिए 2 काम करना होगा, लाठी खाने के लिए तैयार रहना होगा। ये दिल्ली है भाई, ये फ्लाईओवर गिरे जरा, पूरी दुनिया को खबर हो, समझ रहे हैं ना? और तीसरी चीज, भैया लाठी खाने से न डरे। बिल्कुल। अगर किसी का हाथ टूटा है तो अलग बात है, किसी का पैर टूटा है तो अलग बात है, लाठी खाने से न डरे। ईयर गैस से किसी को एलर्जी हो सकती है तो भागे, सही बात है। लाठी से एलर्जी ना समझे, लाठी दो चार तो पड़ेगी, लाठी खाने की कला भी सीख लें, समझ रहे हैं ना। इस तरह कम चोट पड़े, इम्पैक्ट कम हो, पहन के क्या आना चाहिए, समझ रहे हैं, एक पट्टा हो बीच में। जब तक ये सब नहीं करेंगे सब, हाँ भाई जब तक ये सब नहीं करेंगे सारा बेअसर रहेगा। ये चिंगारी कहाँ जाएगी, आग कैसे लगेगी? आग लगाने के लिए दो काम करना होगा, लाठी खाने के लिए तैयार रहना होगा और बंद।
I'd like to go across to Ridham and Bardwaj, who accessed the clips, my colleague. Ridham, we've played some parts of the clip. It's an 8-minute video that was shown in court. Many of these videos perhaps were not even in the public domain. So the investigators have pulled out every clip to show how this was planned, and they've gone into great detail. Now, what do you make of the content in these speeches? If you can give us a legal perspective on what this amounts to.
If you actually see what Sherjeel Imam, the kingpin of the Delhi riots case, first Niranjan is saying, he's trying to say we need to ensure that just like in Delhi, there needs to be pan-India, a state that is caused that will permanently cut off India from the rest of, cut off parts of India. Several times he says from these tapes that have been there needs to be a chicken neck that is there and that needs to be set off, whether it's India and Assam that is cut off or something. But I want to also tell our viewers, ASG Raju, who was appearing in the court today, spoke for the Delhi police and said that what these kingpins are trying to do is have a deep-rooted and fervent complicity in engineering nationwide riots on communal lines, and that's exactly what he tried to do. The words that they've used, and this is most important, is that they wanted a regime change, and that's exactly what they were trying to do. Today, he's also pointed out two very critical things. First, he has said that these people, or people like-minded like them, try to do the same in our neighboring states of Bangladesh and Nepal. That's a very critical statement, which shows there might have been international support that might have been enjoyed by the kingpin of the Delhi riots case, that is Sharjeel Imam. There might have been international support, which we are very sure there could have been. And this is the larger picture that now needs to be looked into. They said the conspiracy had been executed by Sharjeel Imam, Umar Khalid and others. They struck at the very heart of the sovereignty of the country, but they also wanted to go to the extent of armed rebellion. They've also very clearly said something that Sharjeel Imam has said in this 8-minute tape that has been now released in the Supreme Court by the Delhi police, that this is very clear. This was done to draw the attention of the international media. And this is our second point. Today, for the very first time, Additional Solicitor General of India, Mr. S.V. Raju, who never minces his words, who's very cautious, who's very careful, who never says anything without having systematically thought about it, raised the parallel between Sharjeel Imam, the engineer, and the doctors in the Lal Killa blast, and said that there have also been white-collar terrorists who have been a part of such radical movements since earlier, which means, and I'm paraphrasing his words, of course, he said there were some engineers, some doctors who are not doing their job. He also said that these intellectuals are more dangerous than the downtrodden jihadi, which is very clearly for the first time there is also an attention being drawn to these white-collar terrorists, and therefore the link that has now been drawn. Today, there have been the Delhi blast case. Those accused have gone in the NI custody in the Patiala House Court. We have to see in this Delhi riots case, these kingpin don't try and get away with this. The international media's attention, every time such a case comes across, Niranjan, whether it's the New York Times and S.V. Raju, the Additional Solicitor General, mention New York Times, there are sympathy articles that are generated against these people without really knowing the anti-India sensational, disastrous, dangerous words that were said by him. This proof that we have accessed on Republic TV clearly shows that this was not just about a peaceful protest. It was calibrated. It was having a sovereignty of India that was there. It was a well-planned conspiracy to target the sovereignty of India. But I think the most important picture that is today coming forward, like you said, the pictures that have also earlier been accessed to us, they wanted a destruction of Bharat as we know it.
Thank you for that, Ridham. Thank you for getting us the video and also your analysis on what happens next in the case. I'd like to play out some of the other clips where he speaks about specifically 10,000 boys. He says, I have 10,000 boys in Jamia and imagine what they can do, unleash mayhem on the streets of Delhi. Here's that clip.
जो स्टेप्स हैं उनको क्लियर रखना चाहिए. एक है कि सेंसिटाइजेशन, अवेयरनेस, व्हाटएवर, और दूसरा है प्लान ऑफ एक्शन. प्लान ऑफ एक्शन किसी के पास नहीं, सब सेंसिटाइजेशन की ही बात करते हैं। तो सेंसिटाइजेशन तो यकीनी तौर पे करना है हमें, लेकिन प्लान ऑफ एक्शन भी पैरेलल होना चाहिए कि अगर हमारे पास क्रिटिकल मास जमा हो चुका है लोगों का, तो उनसे क्या किया जाए, क्या करवाया जाए, क्या कुछ कर सकते हैं। अगर हमारे पास जामिया में 10,000 जवान लड़के हैं तो वो क्या कर सकते हैं। दो जो स्टेप्स है उनको क्लियर रखना चाहिए। एक है कि सेंसिटाइजेशन, अवेयरनेस व्हाटएवर, और दूसरा है प्लान ऑफ एक्शन। प्लान ऑफ एक्शन किसी के पास नहीं, सब सेंसिटाइजेशन की ही बात करते हैं। तो सेंसिटाइजेशन तो यकीनी तौर पे करना है हमें, लेकिन प्लान ऑफ एक्शन भी पैरेलल होना चाहिए कि अगर हमारे पास क्रिटिकल मास जमा हो चुका है लोगों का, तो उनसे क्या किया जाए, क्या करवाया जाए, क्या कुछ कर सकते हैं। अगर हमारे पास जामिया में 10,000 जवान लड़के हैं तो वो क्या कर सकते हैं।
The next clip speaks about Shaheen Bagh. This is 2020, January 23rd, in a speech where Sherjeel Imam, who's, by the way, still in jail, and there is a huge campaign that is being fought for him by the ultra-wokes in Delhi. They want him out, and this is why they want him out, how dangerous he can be when he's out, where he's talking about creating 100 Shaheen Baghs. Shaheen Baghs across the country. He says Shaheen Bagh was successful because it was right next to a highway. He talks about how highways can be choked and that supplies can be cut off. He gives the plot away. Listen in.
100 केसेस होंगे, हम पे भी एफआईआर होंगे, इसके लिए तो इत्मीनान से होंगे, लेकिन ये कामयाबी तभी मिलेगी जब 100 शाहीन बाग के जलाना पड़ेगा उसको टेंशन का हमको, नहीं तो आप पूछने वाला। 100 केसेस होंगे, हम पे भी एफआईआर होंगे, इसके लिए तो इत्मीनान से होंगे, लेकिन ये कामयाबी तभी मिलेगी जब 100 शाहीन बाग के जलाना पड़ेगा उसको टेंशन का हमको, नहीं तो आप पूछने वाला। 100 केसेस होंगे, हम पे भी एफआईआर होंगे, इसके लिए तो इत्मीनान से होंगे, लेकिन ये कामयाबी तभी मिलेगी जब 100 शाहीन बाग के जलाना पड़ेगा उसको टेंशन का हमको, नहीं तो आप पूछने वाला। सिटीजनशिप का रजिस्टर बन रहा है और जिनको निकालने की बात हो रही है वो किसकी जिम्मेदारी है, वो कहाँ से बेघर हुए? क्या वो बेघर इसलिए हुए कि उनको भागना था, उनको बंगाल ने बताया था? नहीं, हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान की जंग हुई थी, ये याद रखिएगा। हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान की जंग के पादाश में लाखों करोड़ों लोग बेघर हुए और उनकी जिम्मेदारी अकेली न आसाम की है, न पाकिस्तान की है, न बांग्लादेश की है। ये पहले तो एक इंटरनेशनल प्रॉब्लम है, इस बात को याद रखिएगा कि ये इंटरनेशनल प्रॉब्लम है और एक सरकार की मनमानी हम कभी कबूल नहीं करेंगे। जब ये बात कम से कम 5-6 मुल्कों की है, 4-5 तो आपकी नजर के सामने है, तो क्या हम एक सरकार की मनमानी कबूल करेंगे? मुस्लिम स्टूडेंट नाम से प्लेटफॉर्म बनाए ताकि हम लोग यही सब 2 हफ्ते से यही कर रहे हैं। हमारी ख्वाहिश और हमारी आरज़ू ये है कि दिल्ली में चक्का जाम हो, और सिर्फ दिल्ली में नहीं, देश के जहाँ जिस शहर में मुसलमान कर सकता है, मुसलमान हिंदुस्तान के 500 शहरों में चक्का जाम कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। और काम करने का एक ही तरीका है, वो है सड़क बंद करो, माल बंद करो, इनका सामान हम जाने नहीं देंगे। जो सरकार हम पे जुल्म कर रही है उस सरकार को हम पैरालाइज कर देंगे। लेकिन गोल क्या है? हम चक्का जाम करना चाहते हैं, हम दिल्ली के मोहल्लों में दूध बंद करना चाहते हैं, पानी बंद करना चाहते हैं। खुल के बोलिए यार। हमने शाहीन बाग में कोशिश की, एक हाईवे ब्लॉक किया जो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह 1.5 महीने से ब्लॉक थे। मुसलमान अवाम सड़कों पे आई। दूसरा स्टेप क्या होगा? अब उस अवाम का जो गुस्सा है उसको इस्तेमाल किया जाए। कैसे इस्तेमाल करेंगे? एक सबसे आसान चीज है, पुरअमन तरीके से सड़कों को बंद करो। इतना आसान काम है। तो अब मैं दिल्ली की बात पर आता हूँ। दिल्ली में हम यहाँ से आने के पहले ही 5 दिसंबर 6 दिसंबर से ही हमने पर्चे बांटने, हम जेएनयू के मुस्लिम तलबा के हमने पर्चे बांटने शुरू कर दिए थे। एनआरसी सड़कों पर उतर के आर्ग्यू करना और सेंसिटाइज करना अव्वल, और दूसरा हमारा काम है कि प्लान ऑफ एक्शन बनाना। और प्लान ऑफ एक्शन कोई एब्सोल्यूट तो नहीं है एक इंडिया के लिए, हर मोहल्ले के लिए और हर इलाके के लिए अलग प्लान ऑफ एक्शन बनेगा। जैसे शाहीन बाग में बगल से हाईवे जाती थी तो ये मुमकिन था कि भीड़ बैठी हुई है, उनको बस कन्विंस कर दो कि यहीं बैठे रहो। एक और ब्लॉक कर देंगे तो हालत उनकी खराब हो जाएगी, और डीएनडी किसी दिन ब्लॉक हो गया तो मजा ही आ जाएगा। और डीएनडी बिल्कुल नो मैंस लैंड में है, दोनों साइड कोई नहीं। तो हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? हम लोग किसी सुबह 5-6 लोग पहुंचे, बैठ गए, पुलिस का इंतजार करेंगे। पीक टाइम पे पहुंचना है, 8-9 बजे की पुलिस भी ना आता।
And on the show, talking about radicalization, we have a story from Kerala and it's a Republic TV exclusive. And on the show this evening, a case involving a 16-year-old, ladies and gentlemen, a 16-year-old boy reported to have been exposed to radical material by his own family coerced into joining the Islamic State. And now authorities are saying that the boy's mother, 16-year-old's mother, along with her live-in partner, is accused of forcing a 16-year-old to consume extremist videos. And that's what led him to joining the Islamic State. Reports indicating that the mother, who converted from Christianity to Islam, she was from Kerala and currently resides in the UK with her partner, who also has links to the ISIS, by the way. The partner is believed to be the brother of a suspected ISIS operative. Republic spoke to the DGP in Kerala. We spoke to the Kerala State Police Chief, Chandrasekhar, on the latest developments on the case of a 16-year-old who was forcefully radicalized. Take a listen.
This is information came to our notice. The boy and his uncle came to the police station saying that they narrated the incident what happened. This boy was pursuing his studies in London along with the family there. There he told that he was forced or he was radicalized and he was asked to go to Syria, and also made certain aspects of it in there, like given some content about radical content has been taught to him. As he was not showing the liking toward that thing there, he was sent back here and he was put up in a orphan home here. And his uncle and his boy both came to the police station. He returned from London about 3 months ago, and we are examining the case now. We reached the case, and our police investigation has been started there.
Shankar is joining me live from Thiruvananthapuram. Shankar, in this particular case we are hearing it's the biological father who asked the boy to come out, file the complaint, right? Biological father files the complaint against the mother and her now live-in partner. Is that correct? Can you give us more details?
Exactly. So the crime took place when the boy was living in UK with the stepfather and the mother. And the boy was even beaten up so brutally for not accepting their request to join IS. The alleged crime took place some 3 or 4 months back. Actually, the boy went to UK with the parents, with the mother and the stepfather for his studies. And he was shown several videos of IS, and even he was compelled to move to Syria to meet the IS leaders to join the IS team. Even the mother of the child, her name was Fita, who was a Christian before, and after marrying the stepfather, she was converted to Islam. And after being converted, she became a fan of IS ideologies, and she became an active member of IS. And it was then, as per the direction of the stepfather, the mother compelled the boy to join IS. And there is, after all, the name of the stepfather is Ansar Aslam. His brother's name is Siddiqui Aslam. The Siddiqui Aslam was an accused in a terror case registered in 2016 by the NIA. He was a part of a group called Ansar ul Khilafa Kerala group. Actually, the group was plotting several attacks in Kerala and Tamil Nadu in 2016. And the Siddiqui was arrested by the NIA in 2016. In 2018, he was sentenced to 3-year imprisonment. And later, it was after that the mother of the child married to Ansar Aslam, and it was Ansar Aslam who directed her to make him join IS. So they tried their level best to make him join IS, but they could not succeed. And finally, as per the direction of the biological father, he lodged a complaint, and the police probe.
Shankar, we'll leave it at that because I've run out of time. I'll have to end the show right now. Thank you for joining us with those inputs. Radicalization led to the Red Fort attack, and it is a danger. Starting with 2017, when we exposed the ISIS tapes, to 2025, 8 years later, it is the current theme of the day. At 8 p.m. with Arnab on the debate, we will look at radicalization in great detail. 8 to 10 p.m. special edition tonight. Thanks for watching.